Hello everybody, and welcome back to Medieval 2 Total War, Stainless Steel, the Aragon Campaign. Last time we left off, we got a famous victory, won a famous victory should I say, against the Moors here. A heroic battle, which I have since christened the Battle of El Tajar, which quick Google search allowed me to figure out that there is a more modern town around this area. It's probably not quite exact, but it's roughly where it is. Anybody from Spain or that has been to Spain, you might know roughly for this area. But that is the closest place I could find geographically to this battle. Hence, that it's now its name. Very famous battle in Aragon history, I guess, in this alternate world where we aim to conquer the world, or at least this section of the Mediterranean. We also took the castle at Granada here, made it our own, which we are currently in the how should I say it? In the process of converting it to our own factions, to Catholicism, I guess, but also Aragonese culture. We're imposing our own rule here. We did have to retreat back from this bridge, where we have now been. We're now having a bit of a standoff with a Moorish general, Asad el-Barj, which is no doubt going to be a battle that might occur at some point. This set of updates, this part definitely. Nonetheless, there's not an awful lot to do after the end of the last part. We made a lot of our moves last turn. The only thing I did notice off camera is that we're not building anything at Zaragoza, our capital. However, I do feel like we probably don't need to. We're just about making a profit, even though our profit this turn is nearly minus 4,000 florins. We're just about breaking even. Now we want to upgrade Zaragoza, which it will do in a few turns, but roughly about 6 or 7 turns at the current rate, so that's fine. We wanted to upgrade to a major city. We don't really want to build any more farms, which would help it along, because at that point I feel like the population, when we upgrade to a minor city, will get too out of hand, and we will grow too quickly. I like to keep everything a bit peaceful, piecemeal even. I like I've never really commented much on the design of the cities and castles in stainless steel mod, but they do look quite a lot more interesting, in my humble opinion. They're all very similar in Medieval 2, whereas there's quite a lot of variation. For instance, the southern European castle, which is at Valencia, compared to the northern European castle here, they're identical. They're both castles, but because of the culture, they are slightly different. And so are the Moorish cities. They're the more Middle Eastern Islamic cities, as opposed to our southern European, which you can sort of tell. Anyway, enough of my ramblings.
Yes! Yes,
We're
Lord.
besieging this city.
This is where we shall meet the enemy.
And that, I think, is all we
Is
need
it
to
time
do.
to take the walls, my lord?
Excuse me. I think it is time to end this turn. So yeah. So I forget to move my spy. He's on his way though, as is my other spy. Should probably leave that spy here and move the one slightly closer further down. But yeah. I am recording this a few days after the last set of updates. It might take me a little bit of time to get back up to speed, but I sort of missed that off camera there, sorry about that, but the Moorish armies decided to fall back a little bit, which is an interesting move. Okay, so the King of England is dead. I'm not sure if that... No, it won't be William the Conqueror, that's vanilla Medieval 2, it'll be maybe Henry, but Who knows? So, we've got a mission from the Pope here to convert Granada, the castle we've just conquered, to at least 53% Catholic, should I say. Which is going to be quite the task, even though we've built a chapel, which actually has made quite the difference already. We can recruit another priest, which we shall do. We can also retrain some of our spear militia, which is nice. But I can't, in that last part, this damn heretic
too late for you, infidel.
decided
Just accept
to...
that I am the new prophet.
No, go away. Go.
My lord.
Be gone.
Traveling with
Again, 38%, it's not worth me losing my cardinal as well. Not just a priest, but a cardinal. Anyway,
Sire.
we need to move our spies a little bit. Now we control this territory, I'm not too worried about moving this spy a little bit further.
Without a trace,
So move them to here.
I will hide until morning.
Now it appeared that that army decided to retreat back. I wonder if the Moors are running scared. I have to believe that they are somewhat. I believe one of the, unfortunately off the recording cut out for some unbeknownst reason halfway through that, and so we missed the Moorish their moves off camera. But this army that was here and threatening Valencia decided to move down, but I think they've gone and hidden in some trees.
As you wish.
So I'm going to try and route them out with my spies.
Without a trace.
Ah, here they are.
Yalla! My sultan wishes you dead.
Yes. So
Where
the little
to, sire?
tricksy Moors are trying to play
Investigate.
the game of, oh, we're not a
Today's
threat,
journey
we don't have
is
many
over.
troops, and they hide in the trees and try and take us by surprise. I ain't falling for it, guy.
Where to,
So,
sire?
we've got spies everywhere now, which is really giving us an idea of how many troops
Sire.
the Moors actually have.
Without a trace.
So I'm not going to move this spy anymore. He's going to stay here. We're going to keep a couple of spies around here.
Where to, sire?
I do kind of want to keep an eye on the Portuguese and the
As you
Leonese as
wish.
well over here. So
I'm done for today, my lord.
let's see what's going on down
I will
here.
hide
I think these
until morning.
territories here, such as Seville and Silves, are pretty lightly defended. Whether the Moors are hiding in the trees or somewhere around here, I don't know, but I intend to find out. Because what we could do is we could march an army through here and take these territories as some easy pickings before we are forced to confront the Moors at their capital here in Cordoba. Because I'd rather not fight these armies until they're pretty much on the back foot. So,
Your orders,
Ramiro
number one.
Ramirez is no coward. I mean, he fought that heroic victory. He's a very good general, despite being administratively minded. Recruit some Andalusian infantry if we wanted, but he's not going to be bullied by this tiny little,
I will not waste words on you, infidel.
tiny flipping minuscule army here.
God
Let's
will
have to
be with
piss
us,
off.
men! To battle! A
gonna
most
fight them
honorable victory, my
back on
noble
that bridge.
lord!
He's
Yes.
going to release them.
Blessed Lord,
And he's
we
gonna sit
thank
on the
you
bridge
for
again.
delivering us. Your orders, noble one.
Now
Your
that
orders,
could be,
noble one.
again, that could be a disaster if this guy decides to come back and fight us on two fronts. So
Your
we
orders,
can't.
noble one.
What we need right now is an army, and we do
Orders.
happen to have a little army here, which we could bring down. There's no bridges around here, which means fighting the Moors in the open field here would probably be a disaster, because our troops are nowhere near as good as theirs. But if we could put them here, and just back up Ramiro Ramirez down here, we're in a good position. They keep threatening Valencia, which is why I want to keep this army around here, but honestly I don't think they are going to do. So I'm going to bring this army down here to protect our southern flank. It's going to take us a couple of turns to get here, but
Move out.
he's going to keep moving. And do I bring Hernando Ramirez with me? I think I
Your
do,
orders, noble one.
and have him lead this
Your
army.
Majesty.
It
It's
is
not
an
an
honor
issue.
to
We
lead
can
these
return back
armies.
to
Of course, my
Mercia
lord.
whenever he wants, but for now, he's going to lead that army down there. Now at Pamplona, we also have some new units. We have some light men-at-arms, which are pretty good. But we just have more options now. Valencia can also... Oh well, it's going to have to wait a few turns apparently to recruit any more. But yeah, that's a little bit of a shame. I thought we could probably get some of these guys. Anyway, I'll have to wait, but that's fine. We've got a few troops up here. We have a new family member, Ildefonso Ramirez, I believe that's how you pronounce that. But this guy is military minded. So as I was saying in the last part about Eusebio Ramirez, he is administratively minded, which means he gains more from ministering and being the governor of a settlement. However, this man will learn a lot more from being in the field. So he is going to be the one to lead a new army.
Orders.
So he's going to make the trip to Zaragoza.
We shall continue at first light.
He's going to pick up a couple of... well, he's
Your
not for the
orders,
moment.
noble
He's going
one.
to pick up some troops from Pamplona, even if it happens to be peasant infantry, which aren't that helpful, but they're better than nothing. We can't recruit any more spear militia, which is fine. No. But, we can make him, give him a few troops to come down and possibly bring these boats, actually.
Your orders?
I might bring these boats. We don't need them just yet. We will recruit a bit of an army first. But once that's done, we can bring these boats down with the army, and we can maybe take Silvez here out from the Moorish without them being able to do very much. Obviously, we need to keep going with this army. And speaking of this army, I think it's
Yes.
time
Yes, Lord. Closing for battle.
that we took the castle at Algiers. Now the balance of power is 3-1, which is about borderline for, you know, really should fight the battle. Now I'm going to have faith in our captain here. Let's just in our captain Pacheco, that he can do the business here. And it is a clear victory. We lose a few men, but nothing that we weren't expecting. And the castle at Algiers has fallen
The day is ours,
to
Lord.
Aragon.
The enemy
to
are
the
beaten.
Aragon conquest.
Noble Lord, we have conquered.
And again, the loyalty is pretty poor. It's potential for rioting. So unfortunately, I don't think sacking it is going to do it. It might do, but I think we're going to have to exterminate the population. There's a little bit of negative traits for our faction leader by doing that, so... No, he's in Barcelona, isn't he? He might get a little bit of negative, or a little bit more dread rather than chivalry, but because there is no family member leading this army, he won't get any negative, well, any dread traits. I say negative, dread is still good, but you wanna kind of go for one rather than the other. It's more beneficial that way. Anyway, so we're going to repair these buildings. It's not very well developed, Algiers, at all. Which is to be expected, because it's not exactly the most important settlement in the Moors' empire. But it is nevertheless a settlement that is important to them. So we're going to build a little chapel. I'd be tempted to convert it to a town, but even despite exterminating the population, its public order is still not great. And in terms of public order, castles do have a lot more... They're a lot more stable than cities. Just to be expected, a castle has more defences, it has more military power generally to keep its citizens in line, whereas a city, you know, there's There's a lot of trade, there's a lot of commerce going through the settlement, a bit of instability here and there. So that is the reason. So it actually makes sense. So we're going to have to keep this as a castle for now, which is fine, because it needs developing. So the first order of business is to build a chapel, because it is 10% Catholic, which is not, and we need to make it more Catholic, which will be helped by these Sicilian priests and cardinals and bishops here. So it should convert quite quickly without any help from our own troops, but that's that. Now, we might have to leave this army here a couple of turns, but what I'm going to do is see what
Your Majesty.
what garrison,
Yes.
if leaving just a couple
My
of
lord.
troops would be okay. Oh, I've done it the wrong way around.
Move out. Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Why?
Your Majesty.
Join.
Order, my lord.
Messing up my army.
Combining forces,
Right,
my
that's
lord.
fine. The public order is still exactly as it was. So we can now move this army on
Your Majesty.
Yes.
to take Iran.
Orders.
Now, it's usually quicker going by boat, but in this instance,
Yes.
I don't want to
On to the ships.
aggravate that Portuguese navy.
Yes, my lord. We shall continue tomorrow.
And we
my
will be able to assault
lord. This is
Iran
as far as we go
next
today,
turn.
my lord.
So we're in a good position there. So we've managed to capture Algiers, which is really good. We will begin to develop this as and when we can. Our money situation is okay. It's not great, but we don't need to be raking it in. We just need to keep it
Your orders, noble one.
fairly well balanced for the moment. Right, okay. I was going through the missions, wasn't I? So, Ildefonso Ramirez has come of age, which is interesting. We are now 15th on the military ranking. Our financial position is pretty poor. Okay, guys, we are back. Sorry about that. I was halfway through that conversation, and then I ended up getting a text which I needed to reply to, and now I've calmed myself down, got a cup of tea, I'm ready to go again. I've lost the little notification things on the side here, but hey ho. Basically, all I was saying is on financial we were 20th and we were doing not so well, and the Moors were top, but I don't think that really matters all that much. I mean, we've got a fair amount in the kitty. We're not exactly desperate for money, so anyway. And overall we are still 12th in the world, which is pretty good. So we have moved out of Algiers,
Yes, my lord.
and we're going to attack Iran next turn.
Your orders,
I'm
noble one.
unsure about leaving Ramirez here. What I may just do, I might actually
Yes.
position him. I don't think he's quite in the trees there, is he?
Of course, my lord.
Must we hide like this, my lord?
Could get some more infantry. I'm going to do. So if they decide to move back, we can ambush them a little bit and really take the fight to the Moors. So yeah,
Where to,
take my surprise.
sire?
It does mean that we're pretty open here to attack for them to attack Granada, but it's a risk I think we need to take. I'm willing to take anyway. This army, I don't think it knows what it's doing. This army seems to be a little bit more mobile, but you can see
Your
that
Lord,
pass. They're not
my
going to be able to
Sultan
reach
wishes
Granada
you
this
dead.
turn, which is fine. So that's what we need to do.
My lord.
Also, in terms of our, we could do with converting Valencia if we can a little bit more. We could recruit some spear militia there. No, but we will recruit a diplomat. Well, then again, there's not much point in a diplomat right now. Could say to make peace with the Moors, but honestly, I don't think we need to. I think we're going to be able to wipe them out. These armies worry me a slight bit, but not massively. So anyway, yeah, I think we've reached
Your orders, noble one.
Yeah, you can only recruit that. That's fine. Right. Okay. We've reached the end of another turn, so let's end the turn. There you are. There's some moves by the Moors there. They're moving their spy. Oh, and he's revealed our general. They've moved their armies further towards Valencia. Okay, guys, so we have a little manuscript scroll from our historical event, basically making the wind work. It looks like they, developing wind turbines, wind power from windmills, wind turbines. About 800, 900 years too early for that. 800 years too early for that. Right. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. There's quite a lot of cardinals that have died, and 2 Holy Roman Empire cardinals that have been promoted. So nothing really of importance to us. Novgorod and Kiev have gone to war. That doesn't really matter. Got some more recruitment. Algiers has repaired its construction, still building its chapel. Speaking of which, I just want to see. I don't believe Zaragoza needs to build anything. Valencia does. I'm tempted. Do we get a port? Maybe not. Not for Yeah, let's get a what's it called? Completely drawing a blank. Practice rage. It's even in front of me. Sorry, I'm not with it today. Right, can retrain some of the units. What else? Mercia, you need to be building. What can you build? You want some roads, because I'm sick of not being able to get through your territory very well. Again, I'm tempted by a port in Granada as well, but we don't really need one. Get a drill square. Done. Now it's got its chapel ready. It's got a bishop as well. Or maybe we're still at 49%. Maybe we should. Maybe we should get a chapel instead. Okay, we're really losing money. Now you know what? We really need to consider cutting down on our expenditure. We're not quite in the position that we want to be just yet. We're not quite financially perfect. I do want the roads, but I think we're going to have to prioritize a little bit here. Yeah, we can't spend too much money. We have too large a military to work with our thing at the moment. Right. I've had several thoughts in that end turn phase. So it looks like this army down here, I think, is a little bit scared shitless of this army coming along here.
Your orders?
Speaking of which, that'll be our first move of the turn.
Back to land, men.
Let's get this Captain
Orders.
Rodrigo
As my lord wills, we march to battle.
to now besiege Iran.
Yes, my lord.
Now, I've had a second.
Plotting course
I've had
now,
a few
my
thoughts.
lord.
First of all, my first thought was maybe we can attack Cordoba. This army is
Your
actually
orders, noble one.
probably capable of taking it. However, it's not capable of fending off these armies as well, I don't believe, if they were to attack. So I think this army needs to stay on this bridge. I'm not too worried
Yes.
about getting attacked in the rear, as it were, down here now. So if they attack us across this bridge, even if they bring everything at us, if they attack us across the bridge, they're still not gonna win, pretty much. Or we will kill loads of their troops, knocking out pretty much all of the military power they have left in Iberia. And just to confirm that, let's send our spy down.
Without a trace.
Yeah, there is absolutely nothing.
I simply cannot.
Unless there's some hiding in the trees, which I'm willing to
As you will.
I'm willing to take a chance on and say there isn't.
Without a trace.
There's nothing left in Iberia. There may well be many armies down. There might be a full stack army or two down here. I don't know. But I can't see one in either of these towns. No. There's just that half stack under the general that started out over here at the start of the part. And that's it. Now there is of course that army coming back from North Africa, but it's still going to be a while yet, so I'm wondering if we can maybe take out the Moors before that army even gets here. So that was the second part of my thought. Maybe this army that was
Your
making
orders,
its way
number
back
one.
here, instead of reinforcing down here, could in fact
Boarding at once,
get on
noble
these
lord.
boats and start moving its way towards Marrakesh. Now there's a couple of things we could do with this army. We could send it here and we could have it besiege this town, this wooden castle again, so that we can assault 2 castles at a time. We could just simply take these boats down to Marrakesh, because that's going to be the town that's the furthest out of the way. Or we can land at Silves and take Silves and then Seville in quick succession, leaving the Moors almost entirely cut off. I think we're going to do that. I think that's a good plan. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about, having said that, is that...
Yes.
As I was saying, the only thing that I'm worried about is the amount
Your
of boats
orders?
here. We've only got 3 boats, and if a big enough Moorish navy comes
Yes.
up and takes that,
Your orders?
we're in a lot of trouble.
Yes.
So I'm going to take 3 of the boats here.
Breaking away from them. Your orders?
We're going to meet up with those. Okay, maybe not. Maybe we have to
Yes.
get...
Yes, my lord.
Hold the phone.
Yes. Yes, my lord. Yes.
A bit finicky. Right, okay, so we've
Combining
got
the
6
fleets.
ships now. I'm pretty confident that we're not going to get sunk now. So the question now is, do we go for Marrakesh? Do we go for Silves? Now this isn't the strongest army in the world, and goodness knows what we're going to find down here. So based on that, I think we're going to go for the territories that we know
Full
are
sails.
likely defended.
We shall
At least
continue
unless there's
tomorrow,
anybody
my lord.
lurking
Where
in the
to,
woods.
sire? As you wish.
That's going to be this spy's job, just finding if there's anybody in the woods.
I'm done for today, sire. Without
you
a
never
trace.
quite know.
Investigating.
And there's a big Portuguese fuck-off army here that if it decided to turn tail and hit the Moors, we might lose these settlements. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now, this is a good thing, because if we can take these 2 settlements, we need never go to war, and Cordoba, we need never go to war with Portugal or Leon to achieve our victory conditions. So, in order to stamp our authority on that,
Hello, Your
I'm a little bit
Highness.
tempted to bring this princess over.
Am I
And
after a suitor or a simple
Or-
agreement? How am I to serve our
No,
people?
just go to their capital.
Am I after a suitor or a simple
And we'll see if we
agreement?
can't get an alliance. Now,
Representing
I'd
our
rather
people.
not. She's got a lot of charm. She's got 7 charm, which is, I think, the same as diplomatic influence. I'm not sure. I might be wrong. But I don't want to just give her away
Your
for
Majesty?
nothing. If we can forge an alliance with Leon, though, through blood, through marriage, even, through marriage, I think we stand a much better chance of keeping that alliance, and more importantly, not going to war with them in the future. Because the last thing we need is towards the end of our campaign, if we're fighting with Sicily, who we do need to take out in order to win our campaign. The last thing I need is for Leon, or Portugal for that matter, to start attacking us at our home. So, I mean, we could just take over all of Iberia. That is an option, but honestly, I have no ill will towards the Leonese or Portuguese, other than the fact that they need to get their fingers out a little bit. But they've not done all campaign, and for that reason, I think, you know what, you don't deserve any territory, so I'm going to take it all. So I think, yeah, that's my plan anyway. So, yeah, but again,
Yes, my lord.
the more territory we can take, the better, because although we need to defeat the Moors first, we've got 8 territories. We need 25, including Jerusalem and Granada. We already have Granada now. Now, Jerusalem is probably going to be the last thing I do. Probably going to be on a crusade or something towards the end of the game. It's still held by the Carwazbadians, I believe. And Hungarians still hold Cairo. But again, that's a little bit long term, maybe to be thinking about right now. But we'll see.
Yes.
Anyway, I think these boats, I think we need a few more boats. So what I am going to do is in Zaragoza and Barcelona, we're going to recruit, they can build some more spear militia as well. We're going to recruit a couple more. Also what I need to do is
Your Majesty.
bring the spear militia out.
Yes! March!
Not that I think we
Combining
necessarily
forces, my
need
lord.
another army now.
Your
I don't
Majesty.
think we maybe do,
Orders.
but it's always handy.
Merging armies.
So, Pamplona has quite a garrison now as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recruit those. I'm going to take the entire army out.
Your orders, noble one.
Yes! Orders. March!
Also
Your orders, noble one.
have
Your orders, noble one.
our new
Yes.
military-minded general.
Your Majesty. Orders. Your Majesty. Orders.
Take
As
these
you wish.
troops,
Forming two
these rebel
armies.
troops out. Oh, I
It
kinda
is an
messed up
honor
with
to
that.
lead this army.
Your Majesty.
It's alright.
Your
Just in
orders,
case
noble
those go
one.
rebel, we'll bring.
It is an
yeah.
honor to lead these armies.
Your
Your orders,
fair,
noble
Eusebio,
one.
in theory, could actually go and govern Pamplona. Not that it really. Well, he won't get the trait because I'm pretty sure either Tristan or Ramiro is, Duke of Navarre. Anyway, sorry, that's me getting ahead of myself again. So, this army's going to
Your
stay
orders,
here.
noble one.
Tristan is gonna stay in Granada for a bit. He's still gonna recruit some more troops. He needs a few. So even though I've just sent a load of troops on that boat, we always need more. You can never have too few, especially with these two full stack armies here. For the moment, they're not doing anything. They're just moving backwards and forwards. But if they decide to head for us now, we're pretty likely defend it. Now, we can get back, but, you know, we need to make sure we're doing the right thing. Right. So, few faction announcements. Now, 13th in military score. We're coming back down. Financially, we're even worse, which doesn't surprise me because we are losing money. Production-wise, we're 6th, which is pretty good. That's pretty good for a small empire. I mean, yeah, I guess we are a small empire now. We're not really a kingdom much. But anyway, population, we're 12th, which again, considering we're not that huge, is quite a good thing. And overall, we're 10th. But if we had more financial power, I reckon we'd be a lot better than 10th. But anyway, that doesn't really mean anything. It just means, you know, where you are in the world compared to everybody else. Right. Last thing I'm going to do, I think, is end the turn. As the spy moves down, I forgot he needed to not move. Anyway, it's fine. I still don't know what the Moors are doing. I really don't. So yeah, they've decided to move this army back, possibly to defend against. They probably think we are about to attack Cordoba. We're not, but I can see where they think the threat's coming from. However, we have reached the end of today's of this part, so we'll end it now, and I'll see you next time. Take care.